everyone, good day. This is Love again, and today we will be discussing about the consonant letters in the Russian alphabet. On my previous video, we have discussed about the 10 vowel sounds and the 2 letters that has no sound in the Russian alphabet. Now, in consonants, basically there are 21 letters. What are those? Let's go ahead and start to discuss it. Okay, so let's start with this letter, B. Yes, this letter is pronounced as B. B for boy. It is not hard to recognize this letter since all of us knows that this looks like a small letter B in English. However, you can see that there's an additional symbol or additional like a tail on the upper right part of it. So unlike the other symbol that we have discussed on the previous video, that the tail was placed on the left side. Please, guys, don't be confused about it. That symbol has no sound, while this symbol that has a tail on the right side is a letter which is pronounced as B. B. Okay, so this symbol is the uppercase, while on the right side, okay, that is also looks like a letter B, but it also looks like number 6. I mean, the other side of the number 6, and both this letter is pronounced as B. So on the left side it is the uppercase, and the right side it's the lowercase. Okay, so again, this is simply pronounced as B. B. Okay, great. Now let's proceed to the next letter. And this is a little bit confusing because, as we know, that this is an uppercase in the English alphabet, B, right? Earlier we discussed just recently we just discussed about the B sound, this one, but the other letter, it also looks like a letter B in English, but this is pronounced differently. If this letter is pronounced in English as B, or the uppercase B, this is V in Russian. Again, it's V. V. V for violet, V for violin, or any kinds of letter that starts with letter V. So again, it's pronounced as V. V. The lowercase also almost looks like the same as the uppercase. However, the only difference is that the lowercase the lowercase V written smaller than the uppercase V. Okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and proceed to the next letter. Now this one, it looks like a letter L that is being like, a deformed L or whatever how you call it. But this is not letter L in Russian. We have a different pronunciation here. So how are we going to pronounce this one? It's G. G for goat, G for goal, or G for go. G. G. Okay, get it? Perfect. Now let's proceed to the next letter. Okay, this symbol is we cannot see anything like this in English alphabet, in which this is quite, of course, this is really unfamiliar for us who don't speak Russian. But always remember that this letter should be pronounced as D. D like daddy, D for dog, D for doll, or any letters that starts with the letter D. D. Okay? Again, it's letter D. Alright, cool. Let's proceed to the next letter. Now, this is another unfamiliar symbol that we haven't really seen at all in the English alphabet. And the pronunciation of this letter is kind of different because it is actually pronounced as Z. Z. It's like Z and H. The letter Z for zebra and then H. So is Z. Well, the example that I can give you for this is like the how you're going to pronounce the letter S in the word pleasure, measure, treasure, or something like that. It's pronounced as zh, zh, zh. Okay, get it? Perfect. Now, the next letter, it looks like number 3. However, in the Russian alphabet, this is simply pronounced as Z. Z. Z for zebra, Z for Zulu, or Z for zigzag. Z. Z. Okay, so that's how we're going to pronounce it. Z. Okay, let's proceed to the next letter. Now, this one, it looks like letter the backwards N, but we can see that there is like a shape of a boat or any like a curved line at the upper part of it, and we do not call this as N or N or whatever. This is really too far from what we can imagine. Basically, this letter should be pronounced as Y. Yeah. If the backwards N that we have discussed on the previous video is pronounced as E, or like the double E, this other letter that we can see right now as a consonant letter, this should be pronounced as Y. It's actually an E kratka, which can be connected to the vowel sounds that we discussed on the previous video, the ya, ye, yo, and the you. Okay, so this I kratka or pronounced as yeah, this is actually the what you call it, the analogy of the letter Y in the English alphabet. So it's like yeah for yellow, or the letter Y in boy, something like that. It's yeah. But there are cases that this could be pronounced as E if this letter is pronounced in placed in the last part of the letter, such as the letter Y in the word country, or let's say beauty. Though I gave you the example that is pronounced as Y for the word boy, if the letter before this symbol here, or itkratka, is a vowel sound, just like boy, or toy, something like that. Okay, so it's pronounced as yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. Now, this other letter that you can see right now, it's just so simple. You know why? Because it's K. It's just simply as K. In English, we pronounce it as K. Of course, in Russian, we also just simply pronounce it as K. Like K for kite, K for kilo, K for kit. K. K. Okay, perfect. Now, let's proceed to this another letter. Okay, so this symbol, I'm not sure if you are familiar with this symbol, but in the Russian alphabet, this symbol is used if the letter should be pronounced as L. 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 It's like the letter L in English, however, this is a little bit pronounced as a soft L, just like the letter L in glaze, letter L in bell, or apple, something like that. L, L, L. Okay. So let's go ahead to proceed the next letter, which is letter M. Mama. M. Okay. So in English alphabet, if you're going to pronounce this as M, same as in the Russian alphabet, this is also pronounced as or M, which is M for mama, or M for Mike, M for mad, M. Okay, cool. Now, the other letter that you can see right now, it looks like letter H in English alphabet, but in Russian, please take note that this letter should be pronounced as N or N. N. N for nanny or N for no, N for noisy, or any kinds of letter N. It's just simply pronounced as N or N. 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 Okay, cool. Now, earlier there's a symbol that you can see that looks like this, but there's a curved part on the left side. While this one is purely all of these lines that you can see are straight lines. So if you can see this symbol in Russian, that is actually pronounced as letter P. P. P for Papa, P for play, P for pick. P. P. Okay? Get it? Oh, perfect. Oh, this is funny. Earlier we just discussed the letter P, and now we are seeing this symbol, which is in English alphabet. We can say that this is the letter P, but is a different story in Russian alphabet, because this symbol is pronounced in Russian as R. It's like the letter R in English. However, there's a vibration that will happen in your tongue if you're going to pronounce it in Russia. So it's R. It's like a roaring of the lion. It's R for the R in guitarra, something like that. R. R. Just always remember that these letters, this symbol or this letter should be pronounced as R. Just imagine roaring of a lion, like R, something like that. Okay? All right. Awesome. Now let's go to the next letter. In English, this is pronounced as K for cat, K for cow, or any letter C that is pronounced as K. However, in the Russian alphabet, this is pronounced differently. This letter should be pronounced as S. 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 For snake, S for Sierra, S for save. S. S. So just imagine this letter in the Russian alphabet, like, you know, the hiss of a snake. S. S. All right, I guess you got it. Now, this next letter that you can see, all of you guys know this letter because it's pronounced as T in English alphabet, which can also be pronounced in Russian alphabet as T. T. T for Tom, T for toy, T for table. T. T. All right, got it. Now, this next letter that you can see, or the next symbol, of course, we don't have this in the English alphabet. We are not familiar with this letter. And in Russian alphabet, this should be pronounced as F, like flower, F for fox, F for or PH, some or just like how you pronounce the PH, like PH for phantom. Okay? All right, great. Let's proceed to the next letter. Now, it looks like letter X in the English alphabet, but it's totally different in the Russian alphabet. Earlier, we have seen the letter K, which is pronounced as K. This one is almost the same with the letter K. It's also pronounced as K. But the difference on it is this symbol is pronounced as K, or sometimes pronounced as or letter. It's like a sound of a letter H. And the other way around, it's also pronounced as K. It's like you're if you're about to if there's any phlegm inside your throat and you wanted to let it out, so that if you're going to do that, it will sound like this, something like that. Okay, so it's all right. So I hope you get it. Now let's proceed.